The KTM 990RC is a groundbreaking innovation for those who live for the thrill of cornering, said Rion Neveliang, head of KTM Global Marketing. It's for those who lean close to the road, almost brushing their knees, and then push the limits, dragging elbow to the tarmac on the racetrack. This bike offers power and prestige without the exorbitant price tag. We already know that the bike will utilize a version of the LC8C engine that is currently used in the 990 Duke. That model uses the brand new 947 cubic centimeters iteration, which in the Duke produces a claimed 123 horsepower at 9,500 RPM and 76 pound-ft of torque at 6,750 RPM. Bore and stroke in the 990 measure 92.5 by 70.4 millimeters with updates including new pistons, rods, crank, cam timing, and exhaust system. While we assume the version that will power the 990RC will be similar, we also know the 889 cubic centimeters version in the last RC8C produced a claimed 135 horsepower. That engine used titanium connecting rods and intake and exhaust valves, and had a higher 14:1 compression ratio and larger throttle bodies. So we'll have to wait for more information to confirm the final output and specs. One of the small details included in the press release is that the bike will come standard with a shifter that can easily be reversed to a racing shift pattern for track usage. We expect the 990RC will come with a full suite of rider aids as standard, with optional modes and features available with the purchase of performance and track modes, as found on the Duke. We also expect the latest 5-inch TFT display that is used on the 990 Duke and Husqvarna Sparkpylon 801. Chassis details from KTM's press release are limited, but we do know that the 990RC will use a steel frame with a fixed 25-degree rake angle. The Duke has 24.2 degrees of rake and 3.9 inches of trail, while the RC8C has a steep 23.3-degree angle and the same trail. From its description, we can confirm that the frame will be similar in design to the Naked Models unit with a die-cast aluminum subframe. This is quite different from the early prototype that we spied back in December testing, which used a trellis subframe while engineers were settling on positioning for the passenger pegs and other details. The bike will use WP's 43mm Apex open cartridge fork and shock. On the Duke, the fork has provisions for rebound and compression damping, while the shock has provisions for preload and rebound adjustability. Will this more track-ready model get full adjustability front and rear? Or will that be saved for the track version? The RC8C had fully adjustable Apex Pro units, so we'll have to wait and see here too. Lightweight cast aluminum wheels will be wrapped in Michelin rubber. From the images, we can see that the front end sports a pair of blacked out radial now 4-piston Brembo calipers with wave-style brake discs in place of the Duke's J.1 units. We'll have to wait to see if the 990RC gets this setup, or if the model pictured here is the track model with a different spec. The press release mentions that engineers have spent a lot of time working on the ergonomics to ensure that riders will be comfortable on the street. But the seating position will also be sporty enough to ensure control on the track, with a new tank used to help achieve this. We can also see that the wind tunnel developed aero wings will be utilized, at least on the track version. The prototype we spied at the end of 2023 utilized a fairing with a single headlight and no winglets, so there are more questions than answers at this point in terms of final spec on each variation. At last, we can unveil our KTM 990RC and introduce a truly exceptional motorcycle to dealerships in early 2025, fulfilling the anticipation of countless riders and race enthusiasts. Adds Neveliang. Our Duke range and other street products have garnered a loyal following for their distinct character. We believe the KTM 990RC will quickly attain cult status because it excels at the two things it was designed for so remarkably well. Success will be evident on the track, but the unparalleled experience for customers on the road will truly set it apart.